Hello everybody. Today I just want to talk a little bit about my Drz400 Supermoto with some Adventure 50/50 tires on it. I know there's a lot of interest in the DRZs that are Supermoto, that people want to take them a little bit off-road. And I think if you're a beginner rider and don't have that much experience riding them, and you want to get a little dirty, I think this is the best route to go. I want to preface this by saying I'm a beginner rider, maybe had it 4 months or so. I'm not that into it. I'm not that crazy and get into grinding the pegs on the street or doing super off-road jumps or anything like that. So if you're somebody who's very experienced and has a lot of time in the saddle, this video is probably not for you. You'll probably not get much use out of it. But if you're a beginner rider like me and looking to get into the DRZ or similar dual sport stuff, I think this will help you hopefully quite a bit. So I got this thing. This is a 2008 Supermoto 400. The previous owner did do most of the expensive hard work to it, like full Yoshi exhaust, FCR carb, the works like that, seat concept seat, and the good stuff. I pretty much just did the rack, handlebar risers, and phone mount, and off-road tag, and the tires. So what I was looking for is something that would be really friendly for entry-level rider, something to get me into the sport. And after the research and stuff, I figured for somebody like me who's also very tall, 6.5 feet tall, this would be perfect. So for you tall riders who are looking to get into it, I think this is the perfect option for you. Now, what most people would do is get an SM and then get the 400S dirt tires, basically the 18 rear and the 21 front rims, and you can just swap it back and forth for what you want to do. You can do that. It is very expensive. I'm talking about $800-900 for the rims, hubs, sprockets, rotors, everything like that to get it so you can swap it straight up. So if you got the money, I think that's a viable option. However, if you don't and you want to take your street tires off-road, I'd recommend these. So I ended up going with a TKC 80 front, 120/70/17, and in the rear I went with Shinko, their 805, E805, which is kind of a copy of the TKC, but a little bit different. The biggest difference is the block pattern. You've got it in parallel with each other as opposed to a little bit off-centered like a normal knobby tire is. My reasoning for this over the TKC was a little bit better off-road handling in the straight line, and maybe a little bit better in the sand. That's kind of when I got it, this one as opposed to that. And from what I've read, at least, these ones last longer than the TKCs. So maybe this will be better or not, I don't know. Street performance so far, like I said, beginner rider. I'm not, you can tell, I mean, I haven't even barely got cornering at all with these. They still got the nipples on the corner of them. But relative to the street tires, this rides really smooth. I mean, I was really surprised on how smooth. I was thinking it would be super bumpy, it's going to suck on the highway, and it's not going to be that fun on the road, and then I'm going to get off-road and it's still not going to be that fun because it's not going to be that much better. I was wrong, at least for me. You could barely tell you're riding with knobbies, especially in the highway. Lower speeds you can really tell, but you get up to highway speed, stuff like that, they are almost unnoticeable from a normal street tire. Off-road, they are much better in a straight line. However, from going up here, I guess I should say where I am. I'm in Champion Creek Road, almost to the top of Bohemia Mountain. I made it about 3/4 of the way up, and as you can see, snow stopped me. It's almost June, and there's still snow up here. Kind of sucks. You can see over there, I tried it a little bit to see if I get through it, and getting close. So anyways, Going up here in a straight line, they're fun. Cornering is kind of sketchy because of the block pattern. You got parallel lugs. Quartering, you lose a little bit, as opposed to more traditional knobby where the lugs are a little bit offset. Maybe my pressure's too high, maybe I don't know really what I'm doing, but loose gravel quartering is fun, to say the least. Maybe they're not broken in enough yet, maybe you got too much pressure, who knows. However, straight line, there you have so much more confidence in the street tire. It is great, and on the road they're still very good. So I say beginner riders, somebody's new to the sport, dual sporting, stuff like that, I think this is a very viable option, and it's not as much of a compromise as people might say. But if you're an experienced rider who likes to grind pegs on the street and wants to jump it and go crazy off-road, this probably isn't a good setup. But I don't think that's most people. I think most people are about average, obviously. And so this is an average setup for both, and I think it's perfect for that. So yeah, that's the basics. Probably glossed over a bunch of stuff, but hopefully you found this somewhat helpful in your decision making, and good luck with the rest of your purchasing decisions. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.